Welcome to our channel. This channel belongs to all of us, you and me. All right. So please subscribe. How is your week? Yeah, your week without football. I know. Not without football, right? Let me correct myself there. Um, without the Premiership, right? Without the Bundesliga, without the La Liga, and so forth. How has been your week, right? This weekend again, there's not going to be La Liga, there's not going to be Bundes, there's not going to be the Premiership, so it's going to be a difficult week. But for those people that also support their national teams, good for you. I see yesterday there was quite some few matches that happened. There is also a lot of matches that is happening tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and then Tuesday next week for their national teams. Some of us, our national team is no longer going to the World Cup. They've lost quite a number of matches. So we are just here in the terraces, just watching and sharing other people. Okay, let's start with Mr. Cole Palmer, right? Yes, Mr. Cole Palmer. So Cole Palmer, um I don't know how to put this, but what I've seen is that he has played a lot of football, right? And I'm just afraid that this is also going to this also might happen to your Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Cucurella, and the other guys, right? They will start having these injuries that you don't really understand what is happening, right? So initially, we thought that Cole Palmer is just going to be away for 2, 3 probably games, right? But now, according to this report, it's actually saying that this he might be away for weeks, right? So the rumors are that he might even come mid-November or end of November. So this is what people has been saying that look, Chelsea has played quite a lot of games, competitive games, if should I say that, and it gives they never had a rest. That's the fact of the matter, and you would want a situation where players go and enjoy their lives, have a rest, 3 weeks or a month in rest, and then they'll come back. But this is what has happened to Paul Palmer. So it's difficult for Chelsea, and as much as Chelsea won against Liverpool, but they want all their players back and compete with other clubs. I know that during for the next 4, 5 games, we I think the biggest game that Chelsea is going to have might be Barcelona at the end. I think it will be the fifth game or something like that. I think he'll be back by then. But during the course of these other 4 matches that might come in between, it's not. It's not. I think there is Ajax. There is uh, what is it? Nottingham Forest and so forth. So it's not going to be big games. But also, it gives your Facudos, your other midfielders time also to showcase their skill and all those kind of things. So it's good for other players. It's good for also for Moresca sometimes to look at what options does he have. Sometimes it's not right for continuously play somebody because now you don't know what other players will give you. So let's see. I hope get well soon to Cole Palmer. I hope he will be back very soon. Okay. The second story is also to do with the Argentina national team coach, right? And I'm just happy that some of these coaches they should I say they use their brains, right? It's just good for him because he said that look, I'm going to play Venezuela, I'm going to play Puerto Rico, right? And these are friendly matches. And it's I don't want to risk players that are not 100%. I'm going to play players that are 100%, players that are not tired, players that will give me also 100%, right? I won't force your Lionel Messi or other guys that are not 100% to play, right? But when you look at it, right, we've got for Chelsea, I think I hope that Enzo will not play, right? For me, I just feel that Enzo must just sit and watch because he has played also quite a lot of matches, right? So it would be very important if the Argentinian coach just give Enzo a rest. And that will also help. Yes, he is there, he's with the national team, he's also training, whatever, but it's just good for him to be there. Maybe even if he's named on the substitute bench, it's good so that he doesn't really um play the matches. We have seen, you know what, like we've been talking about your core Palmer. We've seen, you know, the drastic loss of form from Chelsea, right? It's not because they don't have quality players. It's because they're getting tired. Sometimes when you see these your Caicedo and Enzo running in the midfield, you can actually see sometimes that you know what they want a rest, right? So the good thing is like Caicedo is also not considered, so he's going to rest. So I hope Enzo is also going to rest, and also I'm happy that Santos was also not called. I think it was because of his injury. So he's also going to have to recuperate and also have a good rest with the team. Hopefully, by the time they will come back, all the four midfielders will be back in action. I think except Sugo because Sugo injury is long term. But I think Santos. Enzo, Caicedo, as well as Lavia, all of them will be back in full swing, right? So let's see what happens in a week's time, when everybody comes back and see who is fit, who is not, right? The World Cup, right? So Egypt and Ghana yesterday qualified for the World Cup, right? You know what? Let me say this. Egypt, Ghana, Cameroon, and Nigeria, right? Probably Morocco, Tunisia, right? Those are the powers of African football, right? And the expectation are that those four teams or five teams must go to the World Cup every year, right? Or every 4 years they must go to the World Cup, right? So Egypt has qualified. Mo Salah, happy for you. I think probably obviously this will be your last World Cup, Mo Salah. So well done, and I think it's going to be very very important for Mo Salah to go and end his career at the World Cup, right? Secondly, you have your Ghana. Ghana, it's got very good young players, right? Very very good young players that are coming up. So I just wish them well. And let's see the other teams. I know Nigeria is in a very tricky situation now. They were actually out of the World Cup, and South Africa was they was then deducted 3 points for playing a player with who was supposed to be suspended with quite a number of yellow. I think there were 2 or 3 yellow cards. Then they played him. You know, I don't know how that happened, but South Africa is now being deducted 3 points. So now I think the team that is on top is Benin, then South Africa, then Nigeria. So South Africa needs to win all their games, and so it's they're playing Zimbabwe on tomorrow, Friday. So let's see what happens. But Nigeria, they're still in a very tricky situation. But it will be good to see whether either South Africa or Nigeria go to the World Cup. For Nigeria, they've got very good international players. Most of their players they play in Europe. Your your so they've done so well. Some of them they play in England, Portugal, Spain, and you know. So it's they play with these international players week in week out. So it's a plus for them, right? But we compare with probably South Africa, which means probably almost 95% of their players they are locally based players, right? They play in South Africa. The rest, I think, three or four players plays outside South Africa in Europe or whatever. So that's also the disadvantage of South Africa. But they've done so well at the moment. I think I just hope they'll be able to win all their games. Yeah, so let's see what happens. Let's see also if Morocco or Tunisia will qualify. And I don't know, Senegal. Senegal is also one of the very good African country that might also qualify. Let's see what happens with the Senegalese. Yeah, so let's move on to our last story. This story regarding Manchester United. So, say Jim Redcliffe, right, is one of the owners or the owner of Manchester United. He is still supporting Amaran, right? He said that, look, the newspapers are saying a lot of things. They're talking too much and they don't know what's happening within Manchester United, right? We need to give Amaran time. We need to give him 3 years to prove himself that he's a very good coach, right? You can't just run Manchester United probably like a shop, right? We need structures. We need Amaran to prove himself to bring all the players that he needs that can also play the type of football that he does, right? But here's my question, right? You know, this proves now that people are now accepting that Manchester United is now an average team, right? You cannot bring a coach at Chelsea, at Manchester United, at Arsenal, right, and accept to finish at number 15. That will never happen. It doesn't matter which coach comes because the players are there, the structures are there, right? It doesn't matter because these players were bought, and it's not like they were all of a sudden because now they are playing for Manchester United, they are bad players, right? So I don't believe what Sir Redcliffe is saying. I don't think so. I think what is more important is that, in fact, if he continue saying those kind of words to the coach, I'm telling you now that this season they'll also finish at number 15 or number 16 because the coach needs to get this pressure from the owner to say, look, we want you to deliver, right? We want you to deliver. If they say, no, he's good, we are going to give him 3 more years, we're going to do this and that and that and that, he will get relaxed and he's fine. Now he knows that his job is fine. But this is the question that I want to put it, right? Yes, Redcliffe can say whatever he's saying, right? But if January comes and Manchester United is number 12, number 13, and whatever, what is he going to do, right? Is he going to keep quiet and keep Amaran? Because now, by the time you get there and you're like number 12, 13, 14, 15, somewhere there, right? One, the chances are that you're already out of the Champions League. Number two, you're already out of the Conference League, right? So it means that next year, 2016, Manchester United will not also not be in Europe. And what does that mean? It also means that they won't be able to buy players because they don't have the finance. Where are they getting the finance from? So he needs to be very careful what he communicates to the public, right? He must just say, look, we still support the coach. We'll try to give him all the the support that we can give a coach and all those kind of things. But if you start now attacking the media, attacking everybody who is also trying to make sure that Amorim delivers, right? Then it's a problem. Look what Chelsea was doing. Chelsea loses 2 games already. The coach is under pressure, right? Arsenal lose the 2, 3 games already. Look at what's Ancelotti, the Liverpool coach. It's already under pressure, right? Look, people are now talking. He wasted 400 million. He paid whatever. He did this, but he's losing matches. He's lost 3 consecutive matches. What is happening and all those kind of things. So that's how people do. So if the owners now come and start defending and all those kind of things, and yes, they must defend their coach, but they must find a way of defending, right? Unless if he's saying it in the media, but it's a different picture behind the scene, then that's something different. But what I'm just saying is that the owners of Manchester United must be honest with themselves. This is not the Manchester United that people know. This is not the Manchester United that people love. Because I'm a Chelsea supporter, but Manchester United is one of the biggest clubs in the world, right? It's sad to see them play like that. Thank you so much. We'll meet again later on and enjoy your Thursday. Thank you. Bye bye.